I'm not ready yet, ready to forget now. I'm not ready yet, ready to forget.
Back in 2021, the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship took place, showcasing the bonkers Kia Optima and a number of fictional brands created for the series as a way to provide teams with colour schemes and liveries that avoided any potential copyright implications towards brands or conflicts of interest for the drivers using them. Now, as if plucked from the same universe nearly 4 years later, some of those brands are set to return to your screens. There are no signs of door handles or Kia badges here though, as the latest Chaz Draycott Media branded iRacing series sets to follow in the footsteps of the relatively successful Formula 1, on which the curtain closed earlier this year. Combining action-packed open-wheel racing with the colourful brands and logos of the ETCC gives you my latest offering, Formula CDM. Formula CDM is set to be a group of championships visiting all corners of the globe, with drivers fighting for title honours in individual regions. There is to be a European, American, Oceania and even British championship, all culminating into the one with the most bragging rights, the World Series. The format will make use of a sprint and feature race, the former being short and snappy, rewarding a small points boost at the start of the night, while setting the grid for the latter, a long, tough race with a mandatory pit stop to throw all elements at our drivers. The car used will be the Tatus PM18, known in iRacing as the Indy Pro 2000 PM18, a fantastic little 500 kilo formula car propelled to over 160 miles an hour by 275 of Mazda's finest horsepower. The first season is planned to get underway in October 2025, with 8 meetings across Europe running into January 2026. And the best thing of all, entry fees will be just £5 for the first instalment. From there on, returning drivers will receive a discount on future entry fees, subject to participation. It's bound to be a brilliantly fun world tour in one of iRacing's most underrated open-wheel gems. Formula CDM, coming soon.
Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media and welcome to the random team draw for Formula CDM for the very first season of Formula CDM, the European Series. Now, this is obviously going to be the very first test of this. There's going to be maybe things that change as it goes on, but we wanted to get things off with a bang straight off the bat and see what we've got basically. We've got the list of drivers in front of you right now. You can see we have 26 of them who have signed up straight off the bat, which we're very, very grateful for, and it's obviously a very full grid. Everybody's names are there in the order they signed up. There's a list just to the right hand side of this on my screen where they signed up in order. John Tusting was the very first who signed up successfully, and we have 26 drivers, including a number of people that have come over from Formula 1. We also have this wheel as well, which is all of the cars. There's all the different teams. So you've got the likes of Darrington Francis, DNA Motorsport, Dragonfly Competition, EMKA Racing, Flaxen Sport. There used to be a team that was Pramac Racing, and I've realised that I recognise the name because it's a real team that competed in MotoGP, I believe. So they're now Hikawa Racing, which is a Japanese squad. We then have Kalita Motorsport, Cross Development, Mirage Sport, Spontex CDM Esports, Team Verde. Instead of Ocean Racing Technology, we now have Wave Racing Tech, and then we go back round again. There's 13 teams, 26 drivers. So, yeah. Still echo. Oh god, for crying out loud. Hang on.
There we go. It's because my camera audio, I reset my camera, and the camera audio, yeah, it for every, for crying out loud, I hate it. Every time I reset the camera, it turns off and all the preferences and stuff change. Yeah, OBS basically picks it up as a microphone. I'm so sorry. This is why I should have the the chat open. Swat. Right. So, teams. Darrington Francis, DNA, Dragonfly Competition, EMKA, Flaxen Sport, Hikawa Racing, Kalita Motorsport, Cross Development, Mirage Sport, Spontex CDM Esports, Team Verde, Wave Racing Tech, and that's it. 13 teams, all fantasy liveries and stuff. I don't know if any of you have seen many of the liveries before, but if you join the Discord, you'll be able to see them in there. We're going to get started, basically. I have the spreadsheet. I'll tell you what, actually, just bear with me. I need to keep the chat open somewhere. Let me just pop it out and move it over here. I need to move the chat somewhere where I can see it the whole time, because I keep having to flick back to it. I've got the spreadsheet open on my right hand side here, which is going to be the points spreadsheet, and obviously have everyone's names and things in and all that sort of good stuff, and that will keep an eye on who's going to be in what team and all that. So you may see me light up white like this every so often as I gradually fill that in, but still really excited to see what we get from this. So we're going to now get moving and pick the first driver of the day. I can tell you that, I've not set this to be a certain point so I know who's going to get picked first or anything like that. Kept them both spinning like this, so they're just going to be spinning at their own speed. But let's get it underway, shall we? And see who the first driver will be to get chosen in Formula CDM. Is that Fretwell? That's looking like a Fretwell. Alex Fretwell, Sunshine. Where are you in the list? Alex has chosen to go with the number 5 for this season, so he will now be removed from the wheel. As you can see, there may be a little pop-up at the bottom that says that Alex has been removed. So, Monsieur Fretwell has raced a lot in GT3 cars that I've seen before. Well, to be honest, Simon is saying there, Spontex please. Now, I did almost flex the... oh, bear with me. Charlotte didn't know I was on screen here, so I don't know if you've seen her walk past in the background or anything. I did almost flex the... what would you call it? The permission to basically choose 2 drivers to drive for Spontex CDM Esports, but I wanted to keep it random for everybody and see. So if I get some absolute morons representing my Spontex team, then I'll be upset. Fretwell is going to drive for EMKA Racing. Why is it such a low quality image? For God's sake. Well, Alex, you're in the EMKA car, my friend. Don't forget one of the main things as well, by the way, everybody, that's going to be competing in this, if you're in here tonight, you need to paint the wheels and set your number style in the sim to be correct. All the details for that are in Discord. They're all in the rulebook as well, so please make sure that you do that. We're going to hide that one. Yeah. Okay, so... first driver is chosen. It's Alex Fretwell for EMKA. Who's next? Let's see what we get. Is that a Fraser Smith? No, it's a new name to CDM. Fabio Grassetto. Italian driver, I believe, Fabio. Let me just check on his entry. Yes, Italian. Fantastic to have Fabio on the grid. He was recommended, I think, by Lennart Schneebel, who is another driver that we've seen before. I've not called you a moron, Francois. That's often the other way around. So Fabio Grassetto, a debutant on Chaz Draycott Media. Let's see what car he gets in. Oh, is it going to be a Wave? Yes, Wave Racing Tech for Fabio Grassetto. Let me just write that down on here. Lovely stuff. Lovely looking car. It's got the metallic blue sort of waves all over it, and then this yellow and red sort of highlight, which is really cool. Cracking. I don't really have a better way of showing everybody the liveries, unfortunately. But, yeah. My alias is Moron. Chaz Moron Draycott. That's how it goes. Right, let's move on to the next one, shall we? We're going to fly through this. There is going to be a pre-season test after this. We're going to get some cars on track. I'm going to try and get the liveries and stuff sorted as best I can. Monsieur Chalcraft. Ben is next up. Hello, Ben. How are you? Good to see you in the chat, mate. Always a pleasure. Thanks to Ben's teachings, I've been able to make a lovely point spreadsheet for this one based on stuff that he taught me. Any preference, Ben? Unlucky. You're going to get the Hikawa racing machine. Lovely, lovely looking car, that is. I really do like that one. It was one of my favourites as Pramac, and I still think it looks pretty good as Hikawa. Same livery, basically, the Japanese team, so, yeah. You must be pretty pleased, Ben. Quite a good looking car, that. What do you reckon? Are you going to be okay with the car not having a halo? No, I think that's a lovely looking machine. I don't know why the images are so low res, I'm sorry, but they are huge images that have been pressed down into this, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Well, That'll do, says Ben. That'll do. Next up, then, of the 26 drivers that we've got in this European Series, is it Victor Oliveira? It is. Victor Oliveira, Brazilian driver. Good to have him in the mix. He used to compete in, funnily enough, in the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. I'm just going to put this on Dark Reader, so it's not... No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, no. Hang on. Let me just change something. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to change that to Dark Reader, so it's not so blinding on me. Victor Oliveira, next up. He raced for Blade Speed Esports in the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. Actually, where are Blade Speed? Where the bloody hell? He's got Dragonfly competition, so he's got a thing for the silver cars. But is it removed? Oh my god. I tell you what, I don't know why I ever bother organising anything. Let me just put Victor in there as Dragonfly competition. And yeah, for some reason it's kicked out the Blade Speed cars. They're not on there. Bear with. I've got some images to add in here. For crying out loud. The Blade Speed car thumbnail hasn't worked for some reason. Oh god. Well, I'm going to have to add them in. I'd really... Okay. Right, let me add an entry. I'm going to add 2 in that are just going to be blank. I might have to move them up and down so they're spread opposite from each other. We're going to change the colours of them, and they're just going to be grey, like that. Why? We'll just put Blade Speed in both of them. Okay. And then we'll move that one so it is opposite on the other side, yeah? Sorry about this. I don't know where. I think I must have saved over the image or something, but it's not been in there. That's such a piss take. Oh, we've gone too far now. It's the right faff, this, isn't it? Okay, so... Yeah. I'm annoyed now. Right, next up, we've got 4 drivers picked so far. Yeah, absolutely, Jakob. True professional. Is that Tusting? Ooh, it's... Oh, it just ticked over to Tusting at the end there. John Tusting is the next driver to be chosen. John has raced in all the Formula 1 series and, well, everything that I can think of, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Tusting's in a red car. Is it Cross Development or is it Mirage Sport? Just ticks over to the Mirage Sport car. Lovely machine again. I am biased because I did paint all of these machines, but I think that is a particularly good-looking car. I've put Mirago Sport in the thing, so that won't pick anything up. But John, racing for Mirage Sport. Lovely red machine. Next driver, then, in the list. See who we've got. Is that a Michael Jones? I believe it is. Yes, it is. Michael competed in the original series of the British Boring Car Championship. He was also part of the Chaz Draycott Media Speedway Dirt Legends Super League, or whatever it was called. And it looks to me like he might be one of the Blade Speed drivers. No, it's going to be Team Verde. Team Verde for Michael Jones. Now, all the teams do have a bit of a story. I made up a bit of a story behind them in the background. And this is a team that really prides themselves on like sustainability and having a very clean image about them. So it's a lovely looking car, and it's got this very clean image about it that sort of reflects the team's ethos, let's say. So, Michael... First driver for Team Verde. There's no teams with 2 drivers yet. Nobody has paired up. Let's see what we've got. Aaron Smith, maybe? No, Lee Aberdeen. Lee was the fastest in Formula 1 pre-season testing for the final season. I'm very interested to see what team Lee ends up in. None of these cars are any better than the others. They're just a mix of liveries like we saw in Formula 1. You know, all the cars have the same performance, and it's Blade Speed. Now, that is interesting because Blade Speed Esports have Maciek Sakovic as their champion driver in the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. Lee has the opportunity and the pace and ability to win this championship in a car like that. You know, he's definitely got the capabilities to win the championship. Oh, thank you very much, Jakob. Kevin and Lenny together. We'll see, shall we? Jakub Szmanski has donated €5. Thank you so much, mate. I don't have the alerts and stuff set up on this because I never get donations midstream. I'm so sorry. Connor Hatfield is next up. The American driver has raced in Formula 1 before? Yeah, he's done Formula 1. Connor is a regular on the channel. See who else he's going to be joining. Is that a Mirage car? Is it a Spontex CDM Esports car? It is. Get in, sunshine. Connor Hatfield driving for Spontex CDM Esports. He's not a moron. There we go. Cracking. Oh, that's all right then, Jakob. I'm glad. Cheers for the €5, son. Okay, next driver. We'll move through these quite quickly. Still got a lot of them to go. Rob Lundgren. Rob said to me earlier on he had the courtesy to tell me he's not going to be available for pre-season testing tonight, but he is one of the early drivers to get picked here, is Rob. He's nicked my motor. As long as you haven't peed in the seat, Ben, I'm pretty sure he won't mind. Next up, then. Ooh, it's one of the Kalita Motorsport cars. The very, very brightly coloured machines with very bright coloured wheels. I am sorting it out that one of them has yellow wheels and one has orange, by the way, so we'll figure that out in time. But that is our next driver chosen, Rob Lundgren, in the Kalita Motorsport car. Cracking. Still, no teams have 2 drivers yet. There is no team with 2 drivers. So there's at least one of each car still left on the grid. Philip Miles. Ooh, it's only just landed on Philip there. Philip next up. Sir MPH. Raced in Formula 1 as well. Is it Flaxen Sport? No, we have our first teammates. Hikawa Racing get Philip Miles. How cool is that? Philip Miles and Ben Chalcraft, teammates. No way. Brilliant stuff. The two of them came to CDM and iRacing at the same time, I believe, and know each other from Circuit Superstars. So there you go, boys. Ben and Philip, teammates. How cool's that? Absolutely awesome. I love it when stuff like that comes together. We had it with Team Mood Springs back in the European Touring Car Championship, where Jack Johns and his teammate... Was it John Bailiff? No, it wasn't John Bailiff. It was his teammate... Oh, I can't remember who it was now. Jack Johns basically had a teammate, and it was the two of them came over from a different community in iRacing, and they ended up on the same team, even through a random draw. That's looking like Zemstra. No, it's Jack Reeve, actually. Jack, one of 2 drivers in the Discord today that told us that he has a BMW M2. And he's also one of those 2 drivers that has ever received a penalty from me in iRacing, which tells you all you need to know. Now, Jack's a great character, though. Really, really exciting to watch his Jack. Never holds back, so I'm excited to see how he gets on this season. Zemstra's in a red car! Kevin Zemstra's in a red car! Kevin is in... Kevin's in a red car again! I didn't... You can't make it up! Kevin... So there's a story behind this. Kevin Zemstra, for 4 seasons of Formula 1... Sorry, 3 seasons of Formula 1... ended up in the Ferrari. Now, pre-season testing in Formula 1 was done based on pace. So they did 3 sessions, and their times... no, it's not... Oh, bloody hell, it's Jack Reeve, isn't it? It's not Kevin Zemstra. What am I on about? Why did I think it was Kevin Zemstra? Oh, I'm such an idiot. This is why I shouldn't be allowed to do anything. Never mind, I'll just ignore the story. Bollocks. It's because I thought it was Kevin. I'm sorry. Jack's in cross-development. Sorry, Jack, but it's nowhere near as exciting now. Next. It's not written. It's not written. We'll see. Lennart Schneebel next up, or is it Hoyland? Is it going to tick over to Hoyland? Ooh. Oh, Lennart Schneebel. I'm excited to see him back in. I'm excited to see him back in this. He was very, very quick in Formula 1. Let's see. That's looking like a red car. Well, look at that. Back-to-back teammates there. That's really cool, isn't it? Cross-development. Get Lennart Schneebel and Jack Reeve. Now, that is going to be a team to beat. Funnily enough, when I've been doing the testing and the issues with the issues? No. When I've been doing the testing for the images and stuff like that, I've been using AI drivers because this car is AI enabled. And the cross-development cars were given the slowest AI, so they were sat right at the back of the grid. So I'm intrigued to actually see them near the front for once, with those two drivers in, Leonard and, of course, Jack, very, very quick. Next up, is that a Kenyan or is that a Rose? That's Christian Rose. Great to have Shifty back in the pack. I've been racing with Christian since my first days on iRacing. It's been 11 years now that me and Shifty have been racing each other and, you know, sharing the community. It's lovely to still hear him around. He's also going to get... Ooh, is he going to take a red card? No, it's the Kalita Motorsport machine for Christian Rose. Very bright car. He'll have to have an argument with his teammate, Rob Lundgren, over who gets the shiny orange wheels and who gets the yellow ones. So let's just have a little assess here of what we've got. Both DNA cars are still in the mix. They're the white ones. We've got both of the Flaxen Sport cars and both the Derrington Francis machines, the black cars. So... I'm intrigued. Very intrigued. Let's see. Next up, I think, is Fraser Smith. Yes, it is. Fraser Smith is the next car. Well, he's the next driver. We'll see what Fraser's got in his pocket. Fraser has been very fast in everything. He was an absolute lightning bolt in the British Boring Car Championship, and he also is going to race for Blade Speed Esports. That gives Blade Speed a very strong lineup. Lee Aberdeen and Fraser Smith. Well, seems like they're going to be continuing on there. Well, you know, it's in the same world as the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship. Those two are going to be definitely continuing on the pace that we've seen before. Let's see who's next up then. Is that Danny Weir? It is. Mr. DXT Hobo over from the Evolution Sim Racing community, Danny Weir. Competed in the previous season of the Formula 1 World Championship, driving for Prost. And is he going to be in another dark blue car now? He is, yeah. Funnily enough, he's going to be in the EMKA racing machine. So he will be teamed up with Alex Fretwell as well. So two of them coming over from that side of things, from the same community. Love to see that. Hats off to the guys. So still... both DNA cars, both Flaxen Sport cars, and both Derrington Francis machines. Yeah, Fraser, it's a very good looking car. Have a look in the brands and teams thing. Jack Werrell, my good mate Jack, motorsport commentator and son of Mark Werrell, another fantastic motorsport commentator as well. Lovely to see Werrell hop into the community. He unfortunately couldn't get his season going with hardware issues in Formula 1 last time out, but hopefully with this one, he'll be all good. And he's going to be in one of the Derrington Francis cars. Lovely looking car in Derrington Francis. Basically a sort of fantasy car dealership and motorsport team. It's all this matte black look with gold and silver down the side of it. That'll look really cool out on track. There are some pictures of these cars in the Discord, by the way. If you go in and have a look, you'll be able to spot them in there. There's a little story behind all the brands and stuff as well. So it's been, you know, properly thought out, all this stuff. Is that Stuart Clark or reigning Formula 1 champion Sam Fitzpatrick? It's Stuart Clark. Stuart, who I first met in the Porsche Club of Great Britain. He's been another regular in the Chaz Draycott Media Series. He's been racing in the British Boring Car Championship and in Formula 1 for the past few seasons. And he is going to end up in the DNA Motorsport car. Good stuff. Nice to see one of those things get picked. That is the first livery I did for the CDM ETCC many moons ago. And it's transferred quite nicely to this little Formula car. Blade Speed does look pretty good, doesn't it, Fraser? It's tasty. Very shiny metallic car. It's an American team. Martin Kenyon is going to be next up. Martin used to turn in left more than he is turning right, but hopefully he combines both for this championship. Let's see where he ends up here. I think it's going to be one of the Flaxen Sport cars, one of the yellow machines here. Look at that, he's too good. I'm too good. Only just. Nice. Martin Kenyon then. Well, you'll see him coming, and he's going to be in the Flaxen Sport machine, the first of two. Lovely looking car again. I'm so biased. I'm so biased. I painted all of them. National Dyslexia. Simon. Still a red car for Zemstra, there is. Matt Hoyland is next. Good old Matt Hoyland. Great to see him. All I can hear is Matt shouting about Francois crashing into him in our trucks. Look at that. It's a lovely, colourful wheel now, isn't it? We've got a bit of everything in there. Hopefully not the red car. Hopefully not the red car. We want to save that for Kevin. Ooh, nearly. Hoyland gets the Wave Racing Tech machine. And he will be teamed up with Fabio Grassetto in that car. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So, still 7 left to go. We have Simon Price, Sam Fitzpatrick, Kevin Zemstra, Aaron Smith, Francois Brandet, Chris Humphreys, and David Whitehouse, who it's great to see back in. David isn't in the Discord yet, and I don't know if I've got him on Facebook still, so I'm going to have to go looking. Is that... Yes! It's my favourite Frenchman, Francois Brandet. Well, let's see what you've got, Sunshine. He's been really excited for this here tonight. He's been absolutely buzzing. I know that you're in chat, Francois. Is there anything that you'd like? Any car in particular? I'll obviously wait a second to see it come in. The Big Tasty thing was so funny when he said that in the truck convoy. What car do you want? Cocorico. Which one do you want? What? Just give a colour. I bet he wants the green one. We're waiting. Spontex. Well, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, he could end up in a Spontex CDM Esports car. He's not going to. Is it Darrington Francis? No, he ends up in the Spanish team, Dragonfly Competition. And he will be racing with... Let me just figure this out. I can't type it. He is teammates with Victor Oliveira in that machine. Kevin Zemstra wants the Darrington Francis car, but that red Mirage Sport machine is looking more and more promising. Let's see. Oh, I've got such a sunburnt nose from the weekend. Okay, it's looking likely. Yep, Sam Fitzpatrick, reigning champion in the Chaz Draycott Media Formula 1 World Championship. Let's see what one of the fastest open-wheel drivers we've had on here will be in. And it is, of course, the beautiful Flaxen Sport car. Part of me was hoping for a minute there that he'd end up in CDM Esports, of course, at Spontex, but great stuff. So he is going to be teamed up with Martin Kenyon in this championship. 5 left. It's a very, very international team, isn't it? At Dragonfly Competition. Mr. Whitehouse is next up. I think his online username is Motorsport Magpie. He does a lot of informative stuff about motorsport. He's a very knowledgeable bloke, is David. Wonder what car he'll end up in here. Sam and Aaron on the same team again. Ooh. Mr. Whitehouse gets the Darrington Francis machine, the second of them. So he is teamed up with Jack Werrell. So 2 British guys with a lot of knowledge about motorsport. So crack him. So we've got DNA, Team Verde, Spontex CDM Esports, and Mirage Sport. We've also got Kevin Zemstra, Simon Price, Aaron Smith, and Chris Humphreys. Next up is going to be Aaron Smith. Aaron was mighty feisty in the CDM Formula 1 World Championship for Ferrari. Is he going to end up in another one? He was teammates with Kevin Zemstra. And it looks like he's going to be in DNA Motorsport, is Aaron Smith. Let's get him in there. Lovely. So, still got that Ferrari. Still got that Ferrari. It looks like a roundel, doesn't it, Jakob? Could be the Bulgarian Air Force, that, couldn't it? Right then. Who's going to be next? I can't believe it's leaving it down to these guys. 3 of the most regular. Simon Price. Oh, it's going to lie. Oh, I thought it was going to nicely line up with your name. What do you want, Simon? Which one? Let us know. With the British boys. Which one do you want, Simon? And why is it not the red one? Blade Speed aren't going to put their prestigious dealership out. Oh, yeah. I get you, Fraser. I thought you were saying that Blade Speed are the ones with the dealership. What we after? Yeah? Is he going to get the Spontex car? Oh, no, it's not likely. No! Simon. Team Verde for Simon Price. Team Verde. Right then. Come on. It's got to happen. Now we've got a Pokeball of a spinny wheel. It's got to be Kevin Zemstra or Chris Humphreys. It's a 50-50 chance whether Kevin will end up in a red car or not. Okay, it's ticked over to Chris Humphreys. Chris has been a massive supporter of my channel for a long time, and I'm very grateful to him for it. It's great to see him back in another series. We've got Kevin Zemstra as the only driver left, and there's 2 cars. Oh, there's a 50-50 chance. I'm gonna because considering what happened earlier, I'll explain the story now. So Kevin did the pre-season testing for every season of Formula 1, and the only car he didn't want to be in was the Ferrari every season. And even though it was down to averages across 3 different sessions, he still ended up with the Ferrari in every season, and he hated it. He hated it. So either Chris Humphries is going to drive for Spontex CDM Esports and Kevin Zemstra is going to end up in a red car again, or I'm going to have Kevin as a driver for Spontex. Are we ready? Here we go. I'm not looking. If this is a white car, I'm going to absolutely howl. It's absolutely written in the stars, everybody. Chris Humphries will race for Spontex CDM Esports, and Kevin Zemstra will end up with a red car again. It's absolutely written in the stars. Kevin Zemstra, you are driving another red machine. Mirage Sport are the lucky squad to have Kevin Zemstra on side. That is, after all the muck-ups and everything I've just made during this, that is the perfect way to end the draw. That is beyond brilliant. So, I'm just going to highlight what we've got. It might have just disappeared, everything. I'm sorry if it's done that. We're going to have John Tusting in Mirage Sport, Ben Chalcraft for Hikawa Racing, Simon Price for Team Verde, Stuart Clark in DNA Motorsport, Alex Fretwell EMKA Racing, Rob Lundgren in Kalita Motorsport, Sam Fitzpatrick for Flaxen Sport, Philip Miles joining Ben Chalcraft at Hikawa Racing, Jack Reeve for Cross Development, Kevin Zemstra Mirage Sport as we've just seen, Danny Weir for EMKA Racing, Aaron Smith DNA Motorsport, Lee Aberdeen Blade Speed Esports, Connor Hatfield for Spontex CDM Esports, Francois Brandet Dragonfly Competition, Jack Werrell for Derrington Francis, Martin Kenyon with Flaxen Sport teaming up with Sam Fitzpatrick, Michael Jones at Team Verde, Christian Rose at Kalita Motorsport, Leonard Schneebel in Cross Development with Matt Hoyland in Wave Racing Tech, Fraser Smith at Blade Speed Esports, Fabio Grassetto Wave Racing Tech as well, Chris Humphries Spontex CDM Esports, David Whitehouse Derrington Francis, and Victor Oliveira at Dragonfly Competition. Wow. Oh, has that green thing been there the whole time? Oh no. Is it just when it adds up the thing? Because there's a green screen behind the spinner, look. So it's all invisible. Right, now, those of you that are going to be driving in this one, there is going to be a pre-season test in just a few minutes' time, so what I'm going to do is quickly go and get that to launch in... Well, I'm going to open it now, I may as well. If you accept the league invite and so on, get in there as quick as you can now, and the session is going to go live in just a few minutes' time. Basically, I'm going to set it to launch right now. There's going to be a half-hour practice. Once we've got everybody in, then we're going to just do a 10-minute qualifying session, and then we're just going to do a 20-minute sprint race in these cars. We're just going to have a bit of fun with it, and yeah, we're going to get this sorted. It's at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, and yeah, there's not really much else to say. We're going to be on the medium setup, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So the playlist is now finished. So yeah, you just drive, and I'll sort the liveries out for the first round. I'm not going to have time to sort them out now, but please do just try and check your wheels and the number style and stuff like that in the Discord. Just try and sort that out before you jump into the session, and yeah, we'll go and have some fun. So if you bear with me for just a moment, everybody, I'm just going to go back to the thumbnail, get the session set up and everything, and we'll hop in, shall we? Let's have a good one.
with me. Together we'll fall apart. I can feel I'm changing. I don't know if I'll ever go back. All the ways that you make me, build me up on the things I lack.
Okay, full disclosure at the moment, everybody, I am going to try and get all these liveries sorted. It shouldn't take too long, so if you bear with me just a few minutes, I will try and get these done as soon as possible. You may hear some of the cars making their way around the circuit, but I'll be on it in just a moment's time. If you bear with me, I'll get the liveries in, and hopefully this will look quite good just while the drivers get into the session.
I don't know where the time goes. It just flies when I hold you close. In my arms with your eyes closed. For the first time I've got hope. I don't ever wanna lose you now. I think I'll make it here without. I don't ever wanna lose you now. I don't think I'll make it here without. 'Cause it's you and only. Because it's you and only you.
I'll tell you what, everybody, just so you can at least see something going on, we'll obviously try and get some of the pictures of the cars on track. Just bear with me 1 second. And we will get this on here. 1 second, I'm sorry about this. We'll get everybody out there and we'll be able to at least show you some cars, shall we? For some reason the overlay isn't coming up, but we'll figure that out. There you go. Can't even spell the my own series right. Okay, so we'll have a look at some cars then, shall we? The cars will be heading round on the circuit. We'll have a good look at them. You'll be able to see these wonderful machines in action. I'm just going to get it to automatically look at some of these drivers, so it may flick around a little bit as you see them go, but I'm going to be trying to sort the liveries out for just a moment, so bear with me. So some of them will be loading in now in the correct colours and so on, but not all of them at this moment in time, so just give them a minute and some of them you will see updating in time. Like I say, I've not made my way through the entire field yet, but we're getting there. Funnily enough, I've just gotten to Kevin's wonderful red car, the Mirage Sport Machine, and now I'm putting in Kevin's details and so on for their driver numbers. I've just realised the other mistake I've made here, and that is the fact that I've obviously tried to refresh all the liveries, but they're not actually in the right folder. So, yeah, I'm good at this, aren't I? Okay, nearly done, everybody, but from what I can figure, we should have most of them done now. So we're going to have a look at some of the cars. There's one of the Hikawa racing machines of Philip Miles. Lovely looking car out there. Very tasty race car indeed. Is Francois Brandet's Dragonfly competition entry as well, look. in this fantastic silver colour scheme there. Once again, Philip Miles. It's Fraser Smith fastest at the moment in the Blade Speed Esports car as he makes his way out of the hairpin. You can see making his way up through the Schumacher S now. Fantastically quick race cars, much quicker than the cars that we had in the CDM Formula 1 World Championship. You can see Fraser really pushing it through these moments. It will just be Chaz Draycott Media logos, as this is simply just a test of all of these elements here for tonight, just to make sure that stuff works, and make sure all the liveries and everything are all together as well. Ben Shellcraft and the Hikawa car. This is what it looks like, you see, when they get the number correct on the number boards as well. All the numbers will look like that, in that sort of shape and style. Lee Aberdeen there in the 99 car. Another Blade Speed entry. Alex Fretwell in the EMKA racing car. Looks very beefy, that one, with the dark wheels. Francois Brandet in the Dragonfly competition machine. There's one of the DNA cars of Stuart Clark. Love the DNA livery, it looks really, really cool. You'll see a lot of other fantasy brands and things on the cars as well. They're all basically made-up companies that I've come up with. Philip Miles in his Hikawa racing machine. Simon Price in Team Verde. Again, another tasty car. I really like that one. Love the Team Verde machine. His teammate as well, Michael Jones, car number 1 in this session as well. We then have Chris Humphreys, one of the Spontex CDM Esports machines, and his teammate as well, Connor Hatfield, also for Spontex CDM Esports. I believe this is all we're going to get in for this evening in the session, so we should be good to progress. What we may do is just pass them over to the qualifying session, and we'll get things moving, shall we? So if you bear with me 1 second, I'll get them ticked over. And we'll advance it to the next session. Practice is now classified as finished, and all the cars will head off the circuit. We'll fade the music out, and we'll get ready for a little 10-minute open qualifying session here in the very first ever qualifying session in the CDM, well, the Formula CDM European Series. Here is everyone now heading out on track. Fraser Smith, the first of them to go out. Philip Miles also. Stuart Clark going out as well. Kevin Zemstra next up. You can hear the fantastic noises these cars make. We'll have a look at Kevin Zemstra, shall we? In the Mirage Sport car. I still can't believe that Kevin's ended up in a red car again. They're very sketchy, these cars, on the cold tyres. Simon Price has asked the question, how does one drive? I think Simon may be struggling with the car to begin with, but you will see that these cars do not like having cold tyres at all. The rear end is very loose on them. You have to be very careful on the outlap. So we will see some pretty reserved qualifying sessions to begin with. Drivers will, of course, get faster and faster as sessions go on. Zemstra in the Mirage Sport cars. A spin there by Stuart Clark, losing the back end of the DNA machine and then spinning it around nicely. Back up to speed he goes. But even in a straight line, these things will try and kill you. They have 275 horsepower. Not a humongous amount. But they barely weigh 500 kilos to these cars. They are lovely little machines, massively underrated here in the world of iRacing. Recently replaced by the Indy NXT in the sort of next step up the ladder. Well, they've been replaced in the iRacing official ladder anyway, but the Indy NXT cars are in the real world the next step on the ladder from this, between this and IndyCar basically. Fraser Smith, the first driver to cross the line and get moving. You can see that the back end wanted to spin there on Stuart Clark. Michael Jones, the only car not to go out yet in this qualifying session. It is only a 10-minute session, so they have to be ready for it. Number 11 machine there of Christopher Humphreys just going through. The Spontex cars are all matte with glossy stickers on them. In fact, it's one of the plainest looking cars from the front as well, which is really weird. John Tusting, teammates with Kevin Zemstra for this season, trying to get to grips with the car. He's got one of the DNA cars just behind. I believe that is Stuart Clark, who we were looking at earlier on. Lovely looking little cars, aren't they, though? With their piddly little rear wings. Stuart looking down the inside, wanting to maybe move John out of the way here. He's wondering, how can I get by and carry on with my qualifying lap? Down towards the hairpin they go. We run on a fixed medium downforce setup. I will give you the calendar for the European Series, Jakob. Let me just grab it. We start on the 8th of October at Navarra in Spain, so we've got a couple of weeks before then. There's going to be some testing and things to make sure that everything is as well fine-tuned and obviously, you know, communicated to the drivers ahead of time. We just wanted to get the team draw done ASAP and then make sure that basically leading up to the season we can perfect everything. We start Navarra in Spain on the 8th of October. A week later we go to Manicourt in France. A week after that, on the 22nd of October, we go to Zolder in Belgium. Then it's Zandvoort in the Netherlands on the 29th of October. Moving into November, on the 5th we go to Hockenheim in Germany. 12th of November we're at the Hungaroring. 19th of November we're at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. And then the series finishes after 8 rounds in Italy at Imola. Should be a great season. Simon Price is cracking on in the Team Verde machine. 4th fastest at the moment. The font for the numbers has changed, by the way. So that's why the numbers don't quite look right on the left-hand side. But it's Lee Aberdeen that's fastest at the moment for Blade Speed Esports, and his teammate, Fraser Smith, is 2nd. Everybody was saying in the chat that's the championship done, but yeah, Blade Speed Esports having a good run of things already at the moment. They sound and look so much faster, don't they, down towards the hairpin. Obviously these cars are a lot more up to date with how much support they've had on iRacing. Oh, look at that from Lee Aberdeen, really pushing it, trying not to overdo the rears. You have to be so careful. They are very light and twitchy machines. They really do float around. Who's about to complete a lap? Kevin Zemstra, funnily enough, in this beautiful red car. As I think Connor Hatfield's had a moment. Car behind there is number 26. Fraser Smith goes fastest. Kevin Zemstra's done a purple middle sector though. He wants to take this Mirage Sport car to the top. Across the line he goes. And it is 2nd fastest for Kevin Zemstra. 1/4 of a second. Thank you very much, Jakob. Honestly, when I put the calendar together, all I could hear was you behind me saying, no Spa, no Spa. And then I went for Zolder. Across the line then goes Stuart Clark. He goes 7th fastest at the moment. Some of these guys struggling to get times on the board, I think. I think Connor Hatfield's just had a slowdown penalty in the Spontex CDM Esports car. Ben Chalcroft goes to 5th. It takes some time to get used to these machines, and you have to get a few laps under your belt before you can obviously set a valid time and set a representative time. Francois Brandet is currently 4th fastest for Dragonfly competition, but he's 2 seconds off. Chris Humphreys 6 seconds off. It's going to take a long time for these guys to get used to these cars, but they are lively, to say the least. Francois improves. 155.19 for him. Fretwell is about to cross the line for EMKA. Alex is a pretty solid peddler as well. It looks faster with those chunky wheels on it, doesn't it, that car? The darker wheels on Fretwell's machine certainly looking rapid. He's got a time that's evenly spread in the middle there between those guys. Who else is about to complete a lap? Michael Jones has just done his first time, and he goes 10th fastest in the Team Verde machine. His teammate is a bit further up the order and hoping to improve. Fraser Smith, once again, 2 purple sectors on this lap, but also 2 non-improvements. Can he cross the line and go even quicker? It's not an improvement in the final sector. It looks like it's almost identical. Yes, it is an improvement. 153.1, but only a slight improvement. Zemstra currently splitting the 2 Blade Speed Esports cars at the front. Victor Oliveira has had a spin and is off the circuit. The Dragonfly competition. Gets it spun back around. Lovely looking race car though, isn't it? I do plan on adding the team logos to the little pile on the left there that you can see. I do plan on doing that. But where the numbers are right now is going to add some logos. I didn't set a personal test lap, Dredge. You're right, actually. Good to see you, by the way, Dredge. Hello. Didn't see your earlier comment, mate. I'm sorry. But yeah, I didn't set a benchmark time to see where I'd be. Stupidly. I really should have done, but we didn't know until very last minute that it was going to be the Nürburgring that we did the testing at. Now, once this session finishes, the drivers, unlike in the actual season, will get a chance to finish their times. Brandet moves up into 5th place, just ahead of Ben Chalcraft, who's in the Hikawa racing machine. We go on board with Ben now as he makes his way through the first sector. He's in the Damon Hill tribute lid, which is the other way around in terms of colours. But yes, the Doctor, great shout indeed about having the team logos on the left. I do plan on doing that instead of having their driver numbers. And yeah, like you see with all the Chaz Draycott Media logos everywhere, they're just placeholders for now as a test. I've been resizing logos and testing all sorts to put it together. Fraser Smith is about to go even quicker by the look of it at the very top, and he does. So 153.108. He's only taking me 1,000ths of a second off his times, but he's just improving and improving and improving. Victor Oliveira is just about to cross the line. I think he's only just about to start his first lap of the session. So unfortunately, nothing doing for him. Stuart Clark is about to improve, though, based on the time he's set so far. He's gone on board with the DNA Motorsport machine. Very twitchy little car, this, as you can see. Into the last corner he goes. It has a bit of that four-wheel oversteer. Or, sorry, four-wheel understeer, like a horrible slide that you used to see from the Pro Mazdas. And Stuart Clark moves up to 6th place for DNA Motorsport. Who's next to cross the line? Simon Price. Cameraman falls over. Simon crosses the line from 10th position and stays in 10th. It is an improvement. He stays where he was. John Tusting next up across the line. Then Connor Hatfield. He's off the circuit. And it's the 2 Spontex cars that are sat on pit lane entry. Him and Chris Humphreys. Alex Fretwell 4th at the moment for EMKA. He's about to cross the line after these final few corners. A little bit of a twitch here and there, trying to get the car as stable as possible. Big commitment through here. You don't want to put too much steering lock on this car because it will kill you. Very wide on the exit of the final corner. Goes for the line. 3 improvements, and he does improve, but it's still 4th place for Alex Fretwell. And I think that is going to be the session complete. Yes, it is. Fraser Smith will take pole position then. A lovely, lovely job by him. His teammate will start alongside him on the front row as well. How about that for Blade Speed Esports? I did say that Maciej Sakovic was the reigning champion after the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship back in 2021. And now Blade Speed lock out the front row in the pre-season test here at the Nürburgring. Funnily enough, we have 14 cars out on the grid tonight. There are a total of 26 in the full season. It looks like actually Victor Oliveira will be allowed to complete his lap time, but it did not count for some reason. I think he must have had an off track somewhere around the lap. It does look like the session will come to a complete close now. Yeah, Victor is just coming to a stop, I think, now. And Francois Brandet has put the car in the wall, it seems. No? Apparently the car is too damaged to continue for Francois. Not quite sure why. Simon is just running rings around him, as he hopes to throughout the season. Look at these little cars, though. They're so lovely, aren't they? Really lovely little race cars. I think until the guys leave the cars, the session will not finish. But there we go. It should tick over now. So again, apologies for any sort of blemishes or imperfections on this stream, but obviously this is a media test, it's a livery test, it's just part of the fun. At the end of the day, let's have a look at the grid then. For the first ever time in Formula CDM. It's Fraser Smith and Lee Aberdeen, the two teammates on the front row of the grid. Kevin Zemstra and Alex Fretwell make up row 2 for Mirage Sport and EMKA Racing. Francois Brandet is alongside Stuart Clark on row 3, with Ben Chalcraft and John Tusting on the 4th row. Then it's Philip Miles alongside Simon Price. Car 10 is P10. Then it's the two Spontex CDM Esports cars, Connor Hatfield alongside Chris Humphreys. Next up we have Michael Jones, and then Victor Oliveira completes the 14 drivers, with car number 14 as well, at the back end of the order. So Fraser Smith on pole, his teammate Lee Aberdeen alongside him, and behind them both Kevin Zemstra, hoping to move far forward in this one. What will it be like then? The first standing start in these cars. 20-minute sprint race here. You see the drivers now settling in, ready to go. I'm excited for this. Hope you all are too. This is the view from Victor Oliveira. He starts at the back of the grid. Standing start's obviously very vital here in this sort of racing. No time for rolling starts or waiting around or any grey areas there. Once the lights go out, they are away. And there are the two Blade Speed Esports cars locking out the front row, setting a bit of a precedent for later on in the campaign. Still waiting on Philip Miles to take to the grid. He's just said actually in the Discord he doesn't know how to do a standing start in this car, so he's probably going to be figuring that one out as we go. He's now just popped up onto the grid, and for the first time here in the pre-season test, Formula CDM and the European Series from the Nürburgring gets underway, and the revs rise, they drop the clutch and away they go, and Zemstra gets a great start, so does Fretwell. Fretwell from 4th on the grid, looks down the inside into the first corner to try and take the lead. Can he do it? Well, we'll have to wait and see whether he can do it on the exit. They're 2x2 through there. Fantastic stuff by these top 4. Lee Aberdeen has actually got the lead away from his teammate from 2nd on the grid. Fretwell looks to go down the inside, nearly runs into the back of Aberdeen, but Lee holds it after just a couple of corners. Zemstra looking down the inside of Fraser Smith. The two of them nearly make wheel-to-wheel contact, but they survive it through there. John Tusting is in a scrap in the middle with Simon Price as well. Looks like everybody has made it through the first couple of corners nice and cleanly. But Lee Aberdeen, what a great start from him from the front row of the grid. Great stuff from Alex Fretwell as well to move up from 4th into 2nd place. They head down towards the hairpin for the first time. There's a battle going on in the background there as well. I think it's Francois Brandet and Ben Chalcraft having a bit of a look at each other. Ben looking down the inside as they head through the hairpin. Francois a bit slower on the apex as they head up through the Michael Schumacher S. This race is very much underway. Simon Price has gone off in the background. Simon's had a spin and a moment here for Team Verde. He's blended in with the grass. Fraser Smith is trying to get the better of Alex Fretwell, and he's turned himself on. Zemstra's gone into the back of Fretwell. Oh, dearie me. Fretwell loses a rear wing. Zemstra loses a front wing, and Lee Aberdeen is, well, laughing all the way to the bank. Unfortunately, it was Fraser Smith trying to go round the outside. Just turned in a bit too much on Connor Hatfield. Not on Connor Hatfield, sorry. Connor's had his own moment here, sorry. Oh, Victor Oliveira's off as well. That's what happened to Connor Hatfield. Oh, he's just locked it up, and it's gone all sorts of pear-shaped in there. It was Fraser Smith, wasn't it, that had the issue earlier. We have a look at this here. Goes around the outside. Not enough room left on the inside there, unfortunately. And the wing goes flying. We'll see it from Kevin Zemstra's perspective. Well, at the end of the day, this is only a test, but you'll see, look, Fretwell on the inside line. He did run a little bit wide, did Fretwell, and well, Zemstra just couldn't really see that much of a slowdown coming. Victor Oliveira has then had an issue and gone into the pits. Not quite sure what sort of damage he's had. We'll have a look. This was coming up to the final chicane. Is he going to get a hit here from Michael Jones? Oh no. Whoa, the car in front of him slowing down a lot because obviously with no rear wing. And that's broken the front left on his. Wow. So Francois Brandet is up to second place. Then it's Ben Chalcraft and then it's Stuart Clark. Next up, John Tusting behind them. Michael Jones has got Chris Humphreys and Connor Hatfield, the two Spontex CDM Esports teammates in the mix. Michael has the two cars on his inside line, side by side on the exit of the hairpin. In the slipstream up the hill. Lifts out of it slightly, doesn't want to try and make the move up the Schumacher S's. Now gets back into the slipstream, moves to the right hand side. He's going to try and go around the outside into the next left-hander. But what about Hatfield behind the pair of them? He looks to the inside. Jones has gone wide. Through he goes. Battle still on for second place though. Francois Brandet moving around, trying to break the slipstream from Ben Chalcraft. Chalcraft looks menacing into the little chicane there. He's even looking down the inside again of Francois. These two have raced together quite a bit before. Philip Miles has a slowdown penalty. He's cut the chicane. Now in the full season, it'll be a 15-minute sprint race, followed by a 40-minute feature race. So the drivers have a lot of versatility to display over the course of the night. This battle's still going on, by the way. The two teammates at Spontex CDM Esports, side by side, flying formation, down the start, finish straight. Connor Hatfield, the American, with Chris Humphreys all the way over to his right-hand side, giving each other all the room in the world. Connor goes a little bit deep into turn one. Michael Jones has done the same. These two remaining side by side, trying to just avoid each other, I think, at this point. Zemstra is running again after his issue earlier. We did see another problem for Alex Fretwell, I think. Did the car spin on the exit here? It showed that the car had crashed for some reason. I'm not quite sure. Oh, he came to a stop and then jumped into the pits. He's been sat in the pits since. Kevin Zemstra now, back on with it, pushing. Trying to set the fastest lap that he can, but Lee Aberdeen leads this race. He's, funnily enough, for the second season, ended up in a silver shiny car. He was in a silver shiny car during the CDM Formula 1 World Championship, of course, racing for McLaren. Simon Price is right behind his teammate Michael Jones now. After his little spin earlier, he's hoping to grab some positions back. Looks like Team Verde and Spontex CDM Esports may have a bit of a fight on their hands together this season. Simon trying to set up a cutback. Oh, Michael was slow on the apex though, doesn't get it away in time. Listen to him go. Lovely sounding little race cars. Simon's going to go for it into the chicane. Tries to brake later than Michael. Down the inside he goes. They give each other plenty of room. Nice and respectful. Simon Price through. Battle on between Francois Brandet and Ben Chalcraft. Ben has got the slipstream down the straight, and Francois now has to try and tuck back in behind the Brit. Can he get anything done here in the arena section? Looks like Ben has got this car sorted out quite a bit. The more things change, the more they stay the same, says Jakub Szymanski. In fairness to Kevin, none of that really was his fault. As Francois running very wide there. Nearly ends up back in France on the exit of the arena there. Michael Jones has just been overtaken by Kevin Zemstra, who is now on his run back through. Simon Price is actually the only car that is where he started the race, actually, funnily enough. We look forward here to Philip Miles, the other Hikawa racing machine, currently running 7th. Fraser Smith is back up into 6th place. And he's up behind John Tusting now, moves to the inside line. Later on the brakes, thank you, he says. Our pole sitter trying to recuperate some places after that little incident that he had with Alex Fretwell. Alex said he had a connection issue, which is why he came to a stop. Everybody disappeared halfway around the lap. So he had the contact, and then, yeah, after that, car with no rear wing was just broken. Still this battle goes on. Chris Humphries with Simon Price just behind him. Simon making some good places forward here. Doesn't want to battle with Kevin too hard. Oh, he closes right in. Look at that opportunism there by Zemstra down the inside. He says, thank you very much, mate. I will be off. Chris Humphries trying to hold on to this position ahead of these guys inside the top 10, but if he loses this to both of them, he'll be out of the top 10 before you know it. Simon now into the chicane. Oh, Kevin held up a little bit there on the apex. You can see just how twitchy they are. Trying not to get too early on the power on the exit. Kevin's going to be in the slipstream here. Simon's going to get double slipstream off this pair. Look at that. It's like it's got an extra 100 horsepower here for Simon Price. Double slipstream. He's back down the inside of Kevin Zemstra. Holds it in 5th gear though. Doesn't try and get past Kevin. But he does get past Chris. Or does he? Beats him to the apex, and yes, he is through. Victor Oliveira has had a big crash. And that's to say the least. Whoa, it's had a wobble, it's had another wobble, it's had another wobble. Whoa, he nearly held onto it, and oh, dearie me, that's a massive shunt. Huge hit into the wall for Victor Oliveira. Let's see. It's gone once. Saves it. It's gone twice. It's gone again. It's gone again. It went 4 times, and that is a sickening impact. Not the way he would have wanted to finish his pre-season test race. Ben Chalcraft is having a good time, isn't he? Just getting to the halfway point of this race, and he's up into 2nd position. It's ahead of Francois Brandet, who's coming under pressure now from Stuart Clark in the DNA Motorsport car. Stuart closing in and closing in. Through the right-hander he goes. You see the car get a little bit of a float on there as he clips the curb. He's getting a tiny bit of slipstream, I imagine, from Francois from that distance. A little bit hot into the first part of the chicane, but tidies it up for the second. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, was set by Fraser Smith. He's 2.9 seconds off the back of these guys. And he will close that gap down quite quickly, I imagine, being Fraser. He's just done another fastest lap of the race as well, a 1:53.39. So Fraser really on a mission. We'll go on board with him. We'll see just how well he is chucking this car about. There's quite a lot of short shifting to be done in this car. You can hear it there, look, going to 3rd and just floating it on the exit. You don't really want to be in 2nd gear too much, because when you get high up the revs, it's horrible on the exit of the corner. Look at that. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Jesper Eriksson saying, wake up, Chaz is back on iRacing. Yes, indeed, sir. Great to see you, Jesper. Hope you're doing well, mate. Oh, Michael Jones. Michael's had a spin down at turn 1. Recovers, though, and gets moving. It's Brandet versus Clark here for the final podium spot. Just 9 minutes. Oh, 9 minutes of the race left to go. Now, how quickly will these guys succumb to Fraser Smith behind? Because at the moment, Fraser is about 1.7 seconds a lap faster than the 2 cars ahead of him. And if they battle at all, well, it's going to open it up to Fraser, that is for sure. Look at him pushing this car. Great to see it. You can see the weight of his force feedback, really meaning that he has to fight the car quite a lot. They're not changing up into 6th gear either, which is quite interesting. I've seen a lot of them hang it in 5th gear. I'm pretty sure it has 6 gears. Zemstra has gotten past Connor Hatfield. He's just made the move a bit further down. Let's have a look at this. Oh, I think Connor might have had a drama. Yeah, he's gone off on the exit of the Kumo corner. Through goes Kevin. Thank you very much, I say. And the Mirage Sport car now back up into 8th place. Oh, Fraser going a little bit hot into the first corner. He's done another fastest lap of the race, a 1:53.3. His teammate Lee Aberdeen still leading the race, setting 1:54.5s. 0.2 of a second faster than Ben Chalcraft on that last lap. But Zemstra and Smith both quicker than Lee in that last circulation. Let's keep our eye now on Fraser Smith as he tries to attack Stuart Clark. Is he going to be patient? Is he going to wait a couple of corners here, or is he going to try and send it straight away? I mean, this is Fraser. It may very much be the latter. He's nice and tucked into the slipstream now. He should have the run into the hairpin if he's good enough on the brakes here, which he usually is. He should get the move done. Down the inside of Stuart Clark goes Fraser Smith and up into 4th position. Great recovery drive this is from Fraser. A massive shame that he and Alex weren't both able to continue after earlier on. And now it's down to the two very shiny silver machines. Will Francois Brandet hold on ahead of Fraser Smith? If he has more corners like that, probably not. This number 7 car has 7 minutes left to go, but all of a sudden Fraser is in the slipstream and he's going to be pushing. Tries to look around the outside. Whoa, scary stuff there. I think Francois wanted to go on the outside line and let Fraser through down the inside, and all of a sudden that little miscommunication cost them both dear. But look at the run that Fraser's got. Francois tries to cover the right hand side, scares the life out of him. Now the two of them dance one way then the other, and again Francois finds himself in the way. Fraser won't be too pleased with that one. He tucks back in behind him, and look at that, suddenly the slipstream brings them all up to the same speed again. And Stuart Clark wants a piece of this. He now stays in the middle. Francois moves all the way over to the right. Stuart round the outside. Fraser doing a great job to get back into a podium spot. Stuart Clark tries the cutback. Doesn't work for him there. Look at Fraser using all of the road now. And he'll try slide in the car through turn 2. He'll now try and catch back up to Ben Chalcraft. Race leader went about a second faster than them on that previous lap. Let's have a look at the move though by Fraser. Francois wanted to go all the way to the right. Fraser went for a wider line, slid the car on the way in, got a cutback. Francois was still a little bit slow to the apex. It's evasive stuff from Fraser Smith, but it gets him the position. Philip Miles now right up behind John Tusting. These two having a little bit of a scrap. The Hikawa car chasing down Mirage Sports' John Tusting. Up through the gears, in towards the hairpin. Philip taking a really wide line into there, hoping to get a cutback on the exit and get a slingshot, but it doesn't work this time round. Little kiss to the curb, up through the Schumacher S. You can see how much the car floats one way then the other. The weight transfer is really difficult to manage in this car. Francois Brandet and Stuart Clark have carried on their fight, whether it includes Fraser Smith or not. They're having a really good ding-dong here. Great fun to watch. 5 minutes left to go, just a quarter of this race. Don't forget, we will have 15-minute sprint races in the full season, followed by a 40-minute feature with a pit stop included. Oh, Stuart was close to cutting the back of the car off there with his front wing, and again, Francois wants to cover the defensive move, but Stuart is eager to put his nose down the inside and make it stick. The two of them rubbing wheels as they head round the final hairpin. Brilliant racing, so close together, the two of them. Careful, boys, there's no need to do it on a straight. Francois wants to squeeze him to the right. Stuart wants to squeeze him to the left. They're getting very friendly here, considering this is a pre-season test. Francois eventually loses out, but oh, Stuart's gone deep. As Francois, no! Francois cut the inside of the corner, and it hopped, skipped, and jumped the car out of control. Oh, dearie me. Fraser Smith, in the meantime, has gotten past Ben Chalcraft for P2. He set this up into the final corner. Ben's had a slight snap on the exit, kisses the gravel, and through goes Fraser Smith. Gives him all the room in the world on the right-hand side. But that now means Francois Brandet is in 5th place, and he's got John Tusting not too far behind. Philip Miles had his spin later on in the lap after us just looking away from him. He was chasing down Tusting. He's gone a little bit hot into here. Whoa, locks it up on the brakes and it gets away from him. Nasty, nasty stuff. Oh, Stuart Clark is off. Stuart Clark is now off, and Francois Brandet is going to have his chance to get through. Oh, dearie me. Swipes back across the front of him. John Tusting also goes down the inside. Nice stuff from Stuart to say, yeah, you have the room, mate. And they continue their fight. Lee Aberdeen, though, 11 seconds clear at the front now with all the scrapping that's been going on behind. He's having a dream race. Started from the front row of the grid. Led from the very first moments. Had a great start to get ahead of his teammate Fraser Smith. And then once the accident happened behind, he didn't look back. He's had a bit of a wiggle down the straight there. I think he might have let go of the wheel for a moment or something. Hard onto the brakes. can see just how much this thing floats around. Just love watching this thing from on board. I really like that camera angle as well. I know, again, I'm biased, but still. John Tusting and Stuart Clark having their little fight. We're on camera. Let's go back to this angle, shall we, and stick with it. As Stuart chases down John Tusting. Big send up the inside by Clark. Tusting runs all the way around the outside to give him the room. Then they're going to switch back on each other. And again, Stuart Clark will end up with some slipstream here. If he gets a good enough run down towards the hairpin at the bottom of the hill, it's all his. But look at that, big send up the inside, little bit of understeer. Tusting is there somewhere. He's just behind the timing tower. Stuart tucks in, gets that bit of slipstream, that extra bit of acceleration. Tusting makes it clear he's going to cover the inside line. Lovely fight. Oh, he's got a little bit too hot. Luckily doesn't kiss the gravel. That would have undone his entire race there with Stuart Clark. Up the hill they go, careful of the curbs. Ooh, again, just look how much this car floats. It's hilarious. It's nearly 2 minutes a lap here, and Lee Aberdeen is about to come around the final corner to start the last lap of the race. He just did a 1:53.8 on that last lap. His teammate Fraser Smith, 1:53.5, and Stuart Clark is off. Stuart Clark loses 5th place to John Tusting. John, persistent and moving forward. Ben Chalcraft is the driver who's gained the most places in this race, by the way. Alex Fretwell is back out on the circuit, which is lovely to see, but he's had to try and fight his way back through. Christopher Humphreys just around him there. He's actually 2 or 3 laps ahead. Actually, never mind, he's 5 laps ahead. But Alex is trying his best to regain what he can. The championship points system will be quite brutal, in a way. The sprint race will have 15 points for a win, then 12, then 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for just the top 10. And the top 15 in the feature races will score points as well, with a race winner getting 30 points for that one. So a feature race worth double the amount of points than a sprint race, of course. What a drive this has been by Lee Aberdeen. Nice and tidy. Good day at the office for him. He's always good in these Formula cars. He was fastest in the pre-season testing of CDM Formula 1 World Championship Season 3. Ended up with a McLaren as a result. And you can just see the confidence behind the wheel. We're not coming here in the full season to the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit. When we have the German round of the championship in the European Series, we're going to Hockenheim, which will be good fun. There'll be a lot of slipstreaming down the parabolica there in towards the hairpin. But with just one corner left to go, the Australian Lee Aberdeen makes his way around the last corner, and he takes the first ever win in Formula CDM. He wins the pre-season test here at the Nürburgring. Very well done to Lee Aberdeen. And what a great comeback that was for Fraser Smith. He turned himself across the front of Alex Fretwell, but still managed second. Great drive by Fraser. Very well done to him. And it's a podium for Ben Chalcraft. Hikawa Racing get a podium, joining Blade Speed Esports. Ben very happy with that. Francois Brandet finishing in 4th. John Tusting will cross the line in 5th place ahead of Stuart Clark, who's just going to beat Kevin Zemstra across the line. Obviously very pleased with his red car is Kevin. Philip Miles next up for Hikawa Racing. And then Connor Hatfield finishing in 9th place for Spontex CDM Esports. Should just be Simon Price behind him, completing the top 10. One of the only drivers to finish the race where he started in that one. Simon finishing there for Team Verde. And it's Chris Humphreys for Spontex CDM Esports. Car 11, P11 as well, after gaining a spot from Alex Fretwell's demise. Next up, Michael Jones. He's going to be, I think, the final car to cross the line. Alex Fretwell has already crossed the line. Here comes Michael out of the last corner. Gets on the throttle and across the line to take the checkered flag. What a great drive that was, though, by Lee Aberdeen to win the pre-season test in such great fashion. That will fill him with confidence for the full season ahead. Let's have a look then at the race results, shall we? The first ever pre-season test in Formula CDM. It's Lee Aberdeen who takes the victory from Fraser Smith, two teammates at the top, with Ben Chalcraft in third place, Francois Brandet in fourth, with John Tusting in fifth. I'm just going to test something while we're here, and no, it doesn't change. Okay. Francois Brandet fourth, John Tusting in fifth. Stuart Clark finished in sixth ahead of Kevin Zemstra, with Philip Miles in eighth place. Connor Hatfield was ninth ahead of Simon Price, with Chris Humphreys in 11th and Michael Jones in 12th. Alex Fretwell was 6 laps down in the end, but still ploughed on to finish the race, and unfortunately Victor Oliveira did not complete the race after that big incident a few laps in. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the pre-season test and the random team draw here in the Chaz Draycott Media Formula CDM Series. I need to stop calling it Chaz Draycott Media Formula. It's Formula CDM, of course. That is going to be it, though, here tonight. Going to sign things off quite sharpish here, but I really hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks once again to the drivers that have turned up tonight. Don't forget, we start the season in a few weeks' time. We still have quite the break until then. The 8th of October 2025 will be the first round of the season at Circuito del Navarra in Spain, and we really look forward to that. We'll fix all overlays and all sorts before then. This is, like I say, just been a test. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you soon. Back in 2021, the Chaz Draycott Media European Touring Car Championship took place, showcasing the bonkers Kia Optima and a number of fictional brands created for the series as a way to provide teams with colour schemes and liveries that avoided any potential copyright implications towards brands or conflicts of interest for the drivers using them. Now, as if plucked from the same universe nearly 4 years later, some of those brands are set to return to your screens. There are no signs of door handles or Kia badges here though, as the latest Chaz Draycott Media branded iRacing series sets to follow in the footsteps of the relatively successful Formula 1, on which the curtain closed earlier this year. Combining action-packed open-wheel racing with the colourful brands and logos of the ETCC gives you my latest offering, Formula CDM. Formula CDM is set to be a group of championships visiting all corners of the globe, with drivers fighting for title honours in individual regions. There is to be a European, American, Oceania and even British championship, all culminating into the one with the most bragging rights, the World Series. The format will make use of a sprint and feature race, the former being short and snappy, rewarding a small points boost at the start of the night, while setting the grid for the latter, a long, tough race with a mandatory pit stop to throw all elements at our drivers. The car used will be the Tatus PM18, known in iRacing as the Indy Pro 2000 PM18, a fantastic little 500 kilo formula car propelled to over 160 miles an hour by 275 of Mazda's finest horsepower. The first season is planned to get underway in October 2025 with 8 meetings across Europe running into January 2026, and the best thing of all, entry fees will be just £5 for the first instalment. From there on, returning drivers will receive a discount on future entry fees, subject to participation. It's bound to be a brilliantly fun world tour in one of iRacing's most underrated open-wheel gems. Formula CDM, coming soon.